Hey everyone, with everything going on, I've tried to do the best I can to get good advice, and I actually video conferenced with someone here recently, and he's agreed that I can show you the recording of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Morpheus. And hey, Morpheus, hey, thanks for being here, and any first words?
I must ask you to do one thing.
What's that, Morpheus?
To trust me.
Sure, I can definitely do that, man. It's really tough who to listen to, who not to listen to, and things like that. It would seem that there are many different beliefs on what's going on, what's happening, what's true, what's not true. Not everyone believes the same thing, right? When we spoke earlier, Morpheus, you had told me something about what you believe. Do you remember what that was and what you had told me?
My beliefs do not require them to.
Hey, so do you think if people were really told the whole truth and what's behind everything, that they would kind of freak out, or what would be your advice there?
The truth. No one will panic.
Wow, that was powerful. So what's next?
Believe me when I say we have a difficult time ahead of us.
Yeah, I'm on board with that, man. I don't know what to say. I have no doubt really of what you're saying there. What would you advise some of the first steps should be here next?
We must first shed our fear of it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But why is it that you're not afraid?
Why? Because I believe something you do not? No.
Wow, that is super, super powerful and extremely confident. How is it, Morpheus, that you're that confident?
We are still here!
Dude, you have me pretty pumped up right now. I think that's exciting. Any last words before we roll?
Let us make them remember. We are still here!
That is great advice, Morpheus. Great reminders for us all. Thank you so much. Hey, do you mind if I share some things from the heart that I had recorded earlier? Back in September when I launched Matt Logan Speaks, there were some decisions obviously that I had to make, and one of those decisions was that what was the paradigm, what was the perspective, the way of thinking, what's the standard, right? What's that path? What do those things look like? One of the things, the main thing is to compassionately just share other people's stories and their perspective so that we can all gain knowledge from that. Then it's up to us to decide to essentially fact check it, right? Like, what is it gonna, how is that gonna affect my life? Is that true for me? Is that subjective? Is that reality? Is that a perceived reality? And make those decisions on our own. We have that free will, that choice to do those things. And that was a primary thing that was super important to Matt Logan Speaks at the founding of it. That hasn't changed today. One of the things that is in kind of that paradigm, that perspective, that standard, that way of thinking is to not fearmonger, not to just quiply say things like just shooting from the hip, so to speak, but to really research and what is the truth. I'm gonna post some links in here, a couple of different links that in the research with kind of the current environment that's happening that I've done hours and hours of reading, hours and hours of video in search of that truth, in search of what's real and what's perceived and what's fear and what is actually non-motivated politically, what is non-motivated financially, and some of those things. And that's important to make our own decisions on. So one of the natural things is to not really form my opinion, but here's the source that I formed my opinion. And I believe that what this is a lot of truth in these links. And you don't have to share my video or anything like that, but I would encourage you to look at them, spend the 15 or 20 minutes that these links are, is the length of these videos, and really listen, maybe take notes even. I'm not much of a note taker, I'm more of an absorber, but whatever works for you, it's important to do that and really find the truth and find that balance between what's fear and what's real. Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks more so for not spreading fear and panic and worry and all those things that are negative. That's what I try to do. That's what Matt Logan Speaks is about, is just really sharing those positive, uplifting, non-judgmental things on a daily basis with all of you. Share the links if you agree with them. If you don't agree with them, comment, share your thoughts. We form opinions and our paradigms on truth and information, and that's the one thing that I would ask. I would ask that nobody is blaming and shaming or pointing fingers and shoulda, woulda, couldas, and all the things that go along with that, because let's just be honest, that's negative energy. That is something that doesn't really move things forward, certainly doesn't move things forward as a collective of human beings. So I greatly appreciate not spreading the negativity and that shame and blame. We'll see you soon.